Welcome to the Opal Foundation series. At Opal, we're fortunate to work with some of the most exceptional brands in the world. In this series, we bring you lessons learned from the front lines by extraordinary storytellers. In this 4-chapter episode, Creativity in Storytelling, we welcome Ashley Edwards, Communications Manager for Human Exploration and Operations at NASA.
Okay, Ashley, so here we are in the process. We understand the value of the brand, we've zeroed in on that nugget of truth or the why, and we've made it personal. So my question is though, with all of these different hands working on the same story and all the content pieces contributing to the same narrative, it would seem that alignment, or rather consistency, is critical. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to say it. So now you've created something. It's come out of your team, and it now sort of has a meaningful life to people. And then I'm just going to go back to this friend analogy. If you have a very, very good friend and they have been consistently one way for as long as you've known them, and all of a sudden they start acting different and they start being really different, that is like intuitively, that is a key. That is a warning to us. Like, what's going on? Is everything okay? Like, what happened? Did you have a near-death experience that has changed your, outlook on life? Like, I mean, you start realizing that if somebody or something has been consistent for a very long time, like if they don't have a good answer for why they've suddenly changed, you're gonna worry, right? The other thing is it's very, very hard to get to know somebody well and to care about something or somebody very well if every time you meet them, they're a different person. And I think that this really goes to the heart of consistency as well. If I keep expressing myself in a different way, like maybe one day I talk like this and I look like this, and another day I've got another accent and I'm wearing totally different clothes, and another day I'm a totally different person again, and like it is very hard to get to know somebody and to trust somebody that you can't nail. You don't want to like have to like nail something down, but if every time you see this thing, they've changed their opinion, or they've changed their outlook on life, or you start thinking of them as like, this is a really flighty person. Like they're kind of interesting, but I'm not going to like trust them with my personal life.
You can't build on anything.
Yeah, and you can't build on anything. Exactly. Yeah. So and you can't build on anything with somebody or something like that. So if every time you approach a product, you're getting if every time you're marketing your product or you're communicating, you're giving a different value for what it's worth. It's wrapped in a different package. It's not honoring the brands that it came from, its family name. It's kind of like it's all over the place. It's flighty. It's flighty, and you don't bring people into your world and then build a relationship with flighty people just for the nature of you can't. I've had flighty friends. They're fun to go out with, but like you can't build anything real with them. And at about 32 or 33, you go, I don't have time for that anymore. And so that's really, you don't want to set your product up to be the flighty friend. And you want, the friends that are with you till the end are the ones that have been consistent and reliable and honest, and you know what you're going to get.
Now, Ashley, let's talk about friends. NASA has a lot of friends, or rather partners. And from an outside perspective, NASA does partnerships better than just about anybody else. So let's talk a little bit about that side of your storytelling. Maybe if you don't mind, if we could start with you sharing a list of some of the great partners that you've had the opportunity to collaborate with at NASA.
We've been it's been such an awesome journey with our partners. We've had really strong partnerships, honestly, since the beginning of NASA with the Peanuts Worldwide, with Snoopy, and we work with Lego. We've worked with American Girl. We've worked with multiple Hollywood studios. Definitely Sesame Street was an amazing partner with us, especially on Exploration Flight Test 1. We've worked with Comic-Con. We've had great partnerships, and just so many of them. Kerbal Space. I mean, there's more. There's many more, and we're always looking for more. Our door is open for more partnerships. It's with not-for-profits. We got to partner with Pharrell. Certainly, we take every opportunity that we can. But partnerships are tricky. So one of the reasons partnerships are really important to NASA is because of that thing that I said way back at the beginning, where we do not have the ability to pay to put our content out into the world. So no paid media. So this is one of those times where partnerships become a mechanism to amplify our message and to reach audiences that would be hard to break into. I want to go back to the beginning. We know who our brand is and the value that your brand brings. You now know exactly what it is that you're trying to communicate. You have made that a personal thing for people, and you really want them to connect with it. You've connected it to yourself and to people, and you've been incredibly disciplined about your messaging. So now you've basically got a story, right? You've got an internally consistent story. And since you're consistent, it's trustworthy. And so now you can go to a partner, or you can meet with somebody else, and you can say, I know what my product brings. This is what's important for me to be communicating about. This is why it matters to people. And this is how we talk about it. And and then you have like the creative suite and all of that goes around it. Then you can sit down and you can say, how can we work together? And hopefully, if it's a good partner, they will come to the table with the same thing. This is my brand and the value it will bring to you. This, so what you have at this moment are two very strong negotiating positions. Partnering isn't easy. It doesn't mean that there's not a lot of resources involved. There's a lot of lawyers. There's a lot of trust involved between two brands. There's a supply and demand thing. I mean, we're really lucky at NASA because we have just amazing content, and there are people out there that have products that constantly need new content. And so that's a way that it works for us. But, when we go back to the value that our brand brings, it's, trust and transparency and things like that. So we're not going to partner with somebody. We are just not going to partner with somebody that would undermine or work against the value of our brand. So if we're bringing trust to this relationship, then you better be trustworthy, because if we're going to partner with you, you get to carry the weight of the trust relationship that we have. And we're not going to break that for anybody or anything. Or if one of the values that we bring is education and really wanting to reach out and teach people things, then we're not going to partner with somebody who's not interested in that as well, that doesn't align with that. So really knowing your story and where it comes from is absolutely critical to creating partnerships that are going to work and that are going to bring you the most value. And so, that's why the partners that we end up working with after this really rigorous process of looking for every reason that we shouldn't partner, when you end up with somebody that you end up with these lifelong, amazing, strong, really fun events and activities and relationships. And your brands work together over and over and over again. And so I think some of you may have seen Snoopy in the Macy's Day Parade this year. Well, last year, Snoopy and NASA we've been friends for a really, really long time, since the Apollo missions. As a matter of fact, the highest award you can get at NASA is the Silver Snoopy. Look it up. And so the the idea that now, NASA's reinventing itself a little bit. We're back into human spaceflight in a new way, and we're really excited about this lunar exploration strategy and Artemis and all of those things that go with it. We wanted to reinvigorate our relationship with Snoopy, and Peanuts Worldwide was like, absolutely, we love working with you guys. And so it was comfortable and wonderful, and we because we had those same key values and core values in alignment, and a lot of trust, it fell back into place with the help of a lot of lawyers.
Thank you for engaging with the Opal Foundation series. For more chapters from this episode and other inspiring stories from the world's best marketing and communications professionals, visit workwithopal.com.